Diaz Gunners Collective. Back at it? You already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Guard! It's another one. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And another day. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. So we'll never do another way. Bye up. Bye up. Bye. Alright, as you can tell by that thumbnail, 30 years later, maybe even 35 years later, homeboy, we're still rocking. Real ones. Do you have them? Do you have camaradas, taitas, homeboys, brothers, friends that you still rock with? You know, not many can say they have that. Not many can say that they still have that respect that was given from the gate. Now, when I say respect given from the gate in the Menudo style in direct fashion, let me give you some knowledge that you can't get in college. Guard! Sit your ass down. I got something going on right here. Trip out. Respect given from the gate is when you first meet someone. You don't test their abilities. You don't question them. You don't quiz them. Hey, Sasuke, can you do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around? That's what it's all about. You don't do none of that. What you do is you give them your blessings. You give them your canalismo. You give them your respect right from the gate because they deserve that as a man. You know, at this, the story I'm going to tell, we were young kids, but at the same time, they deserve respect. Every person, every human being you come in contact with deserves a level of respect. Unless they got weirdo charges. Now, that's different. We're not going to go that route. But one thing I will say for sure is people that, you know, come in your vicinity that you meet, you know, you never know who they are or what can happen in your life and how they can impact or affect your life. You might need them one day or they might need you. And that's what friends are for. Orale, for good times and bad times. I need a 40 ounce from the store. That's what friends are for. So you might be down on your luck. You ain't even got 92 cents to get a Schlitz Blue Bull. Now trip out. Them guys right there on my thumbnail, those are two good ass homeboys right there from Sahol. And I remember when I met them as a young kid, you know, I never thought 30, 35 years later I'd have a YouTube channel, that there would even be a YouTube and that I'd be talking about them and myself still being friends. You know, it was kind of like, you just grasped onto whoever was around you because of the situation that I was in, and I rocked like that. You know, every soldado that was in my vicinity, every soldado that was around me, I needed them at that point, and I thought, I'm going to use and abuse, utilize. It's called utilizing, right? And later on down the line, it is what it is. But you understand, first you give respect, and then you gain respect. Okay, so you have respect right from the gate. Everyone's like, hey, man, that's the homie right there. He's a good dude. And then due to the content of your character and things that you do, that's what starts establishing your foothold in friendship. That's when Avalta starts saying, now that one, guard! I can't even speak on it. Avalta brings a tear to my eye because he's so real and you've been through so many tragedy, so much tragic incidences together and so much tragedy in your life that, you know, only you guys are of understanding. Only you guys know what it is. Now, them two guys right there, they pulled up to me, or pulled up with me on the bus to LA, to Whittier. You know, Nellis, Fred C. Nellis, CYA. And I know to those of you out there, man, it doesn't seem like such a big deal. So what? Almost you went to YA, ooh, whoop-de-doo, YA baby. Ain't nothing cool about that, ain't nothing tight about that. But you have to understand the situation that we were placed in. Let's magnify it for a minute. Knowledge, let me write some graffiti on the bus. The situation we were placed in as young children was a horrible one. You know, California took the initiative that year to start what they called experimenting, you know, basically with us. We were part of that experiment. We were the second bus to ever pull up, and that's a fact. And them two dudes right there on the thumbnail pulled up with me. And I remember thinking to myself, man, are we going to make it home? Is this it? I've only lived a short life. And in that short life, I've been involved in some things that I should not have. I've seen some things that I should not. But I still want to live, homeboy. I still want to live, and I still want a life ahead of me. Now, I understand when you're gangbanging, life can get cut off like that. Oh, sorry, hey, Sasuke, hey, do you got candles? We don't have no lights in here. The lights got cut off. I think Gunner messed up, right? The lights can get cut off that quick on you in your life. If you're out there gangbanging, you're out there, you know, pushing that narrative, rocking that note. But at the same time, hey, what else was there to do in the 90s at Califas? Everybody was doing it, right? So we chose that path in life. No one pushed it on us. No one made us. We chose that path. There's a lot of youngsters right now. Simon, I'm checking you painting nails. that are choosing the same life, but at the same time, do you really have righteous ones rocking with you like I did with me? Okay, when you're put in a situation in no man's land, when you might not come back, so I'm scared, you're just scared, eh? Butterflies in the stomach, not maggots in the leg, like Johnny, but butterflies in the stomach, nervous. Damn, the intensity is it's crazy. It's like getting thrown, go in that apartment building and get that baby, but it's burning down. I know. I thought it's going to be intense. Hey, better you than me. Well, it was an intense situation, okay? Because not only had we chosen the lifestyle we were living, but we hadn't chose to go where they placed us. And where they placed us, there was nothing but 1,000 individuals from the South with knives wanting our heads. Okay, imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine going somewhere. There's nowhere to run. See, there was no protective custody. There was no checking in. There was no telling the block, hey, I can go out there. But get off the car, right? There was no, can't get out of the van, refusing the van. Are you kidding me? They will snatch you up and throw you up out the van. There was no any of that. Okay, there was no, I'll tell on everyone if you just put me in a safe place. They said, we don't care who you tell on. They say, go get stabbed one time for your mind. Tell on that. This is how it was. This is the era that we had to live through, okay? And I'm speaking in youth authority terms. Now, them two guys right there, we went through a lot together. We got involved in melee after melee, riot after riot. And I'm going to tell you an individual story on each one of them guys. So one of the homeboys, and I'm not going to use their names, man. If you know them, you know them. If you don't, you don't. Those are the homeboys right there. But they're both from San Jose, and both well respected. This one homeboy, the homeboy with the big whip, he got separated from us. He actually stood on Cleveland. That's the first one. Well, we get there that night. I told you guys about the melee, the riot. We actually go from I think it was what was that going by Truman, and then we ended up going to Cleveland. And there was already a busload of Norteños and Bulldogs that had pulled up at that time. But Bulldogs were still homeboys. So we were deep. We're probably about 20 deep at this time. And they decided to send 10 of us to Kennedy. Now, they sent me and, a lot of homeboys, one of those homeboys on the thumbnail. We were gone. Vámonos. It's time to go break that in. It's time to start all over. It's time to get yours. You want a gangbang? Well, get your issue. And believe me, it happened. It happened over and over and over again, okay? Until ultimately it stopped happening. The one homeboy, he stood on Cleveland, so he got separated from us. And the only time we had any communication with him or we really seen him was in the school area. But let me tell you about that homeboy. He was the one that I knew from that compa, 100% facts, I could rely on if I'm in the school area. That vato was making moves. He was making power moves wearing shower shoes. That vato was never no joke. He was quiet. He was respectful. He was about the business, and everyone that was around him and around at that time will tell you that vato was smooth with a pencil. He'll put a pencil in your eye and say, quit, allegedly, right? There was so many times that he saved me from, getting jumped on or beat on in the school area. He was always there. He always had my back. No questions asked. If he was there, homie. There's not a lot of people that do that. Hey, look, that's the homeless kid over there. He's getting jumped. This is shit. I got math class, right? And they wiggle. I didn't see it. And then you get back. Hey, I seen the homeboy. He see me and my eye was hanging out. He said, Spencer, I can't do it. Also, we got a math test today, right? No. There was none of that. The homeboy with no hesitation was there. And it wasn't like we were able to build that bond like I did with the other fella, man, the other homeboy in the thumbnail. We weren't able to build that bond because we didn't chill every day and talk, but we were just going through some of the same things. What he was going through on his compa, I was going through on mine. And there was a common understanding like, hey, bro, we're going to go. We rock north. This is what we do. We need to let the Huelga bird fly, homes. We need to establish some type of semblance of respect around here. Because if not, vatos are going to do bad things to us. Homes. Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go, right? You know what I mean? Hell no, right? And so, boom. He was one homeboy that I could always depend on. And there was plenty of situations we got involved in that school area, man. And he always had my back. And forever that, I'm indebted to him. Catching up with him 35 years later, the beat goes on. The beat never changed, man. See, we didn't put another song on, homes. We kept that marching song on, that fight song on. Whatever path his life took him, he never forgot. I remember the first conversation I had with him 35 years later. He remembered my name. He said, man, my brother. Wow. Because you got to understand, these are the closest things to brothers we had. We were young children. These were like our brothers. These were the only dudes that we could turn to. We had no one else. Especially when you're in a spot where everyone hates you, where you're hated on. I've been hated on my whole life. This YouTube stuff ain't new to me. Well, I'm going to get you off YouTube because I'm going to spread hate and lies. Do what you got to do. I said, they've been hating me since I was 9, puto. Ain't nothing changed. You know what I mean? The only difference is now you ain't got a knife. Hate me because you hate me. Now trip out. The other Vato, words can't explain what type of friend that is, what type of brother. That's my brother right there. That's my carnal. You know, when we were younger, you know, we had differences of opinions. We were both headstrong. We both thought we were the shot callers. You know what I mean? I like to speak for the homeboys. I'd be like, hey, watch out, we're going to do it like this. He'd be like, nah, I'm from Sanho. He always pushed the Sanho narrative on me. Facts, he's watching right now. He's going to call me. He's going to be like, you're right. Hey, we're the type of out there take pictures like this. Right? Super serio, super norteño right there. But you know what? I knew when times came, you know, to handle business, he was quick to do it. You know, there wasn't no stopping his step. You know, and of course, like me, we took a similar path in life. You know, the other homeboy, I can't speak on his life. I haven't really, he's more quiet. He's not the type to talk about his past like that. He's the type just say, he said, I'm here now, and we can go on from there. You see that left right there? I'm here now, and we're going to do that. But my other homeboy, you know, we've had extensive conversations. We kicked back, you know, relaxed, had a pisto together, and just chopped it. That's my brother right there, man, forever, to the day I'm done. You know, he'll be at the funeral. You know what I mean? I know. Straight up. Just give me a couple flowers, bro. You know what I mean? Look out one time for me. You already know Ana Sopa. You know what I mean? You never gave me a sopa where like that. Look, the homeboy, you know, we took a similar path in life. We got out of CYA with the mentality of gangbanging still. See, we survived all that. And surviving that made us stronger men, and it made us harder men. And, you know, we got out with the mentality, we're going to continue the struggle. We're going to continue the push for the cause. We were in the mix. You know, you felt a heightened sense of gangsterism. Now, when you achieved or you went through something like that, it's just like going to a corn maze and figuring it out. Orale, this was easy, homes. I got this. There's nothing else in life that could be thrown at me. There's nothing you could do that Castro has not already done, right? Orale. There was nothing anyone could do. We already went through the worst. You know, we were placed in a backyard in the middle of Los Angeles, and we survived. And not because people didn't try to hurt us, and not, you know, to slap anyone in the face and disrespect anyone, because Vatos held their own and they did what they had to do. But at the end of the day, we were able to survive. And survival is the key word here. Respect and survival. Respect and survival. Survival, respect. It's the I am the tiger. It's the oh brother. Stop it, brother. You only survived because there wasn't woods there, brother. Nah, I think we would have survived even with the woods there. But anyway, so we did our thing. And years later, we catch up. You know, this YouTube thing has been a blessing to me because I was able to catch up with a lot of the same homeboys that I rocked with in the youth authority, or that, you know, jumped off that actual bus with me. Homeboys like Soldier Boy from Stockton, Boo from Stockton, you know, homeboys like Shadow from Richmond, homeboys like, you know, just there's several others, you know, I can't even speak on. But anyways, I was able to, you know, get back in contact with this homeboy, and we make sure that we reach out to each other, send pictures, and it's all love, homeboy, it's all love. But you gotta understand, this dude right here, because we had that mentality, we bumped heads a lot when we were young. It wasn't love. We had love for each other, man. That's my boy. You know, I'll lay my life down for him, period. But what it was more so than anything was we were both headstrong. And like I said, we thought we were the shot caller. You know what I mean? Him being from Sanho, let me tell you about guys from San Jose back in them days. You know, maybe not so much now, but back then, they thought they knew it all. I said, they were God's gift to the Norte. Straight up. You couldn't tell about them from Sanho nada. You know, and if you tried, he was going to try to drop you leva, straight up. And they were deep. They were deep. They were the biggest carro besides Fresno, and then Fresno fell off, and then it was what it was, right? So Sanjoneros, or the San Jose Sharks, Sharksteros, they made sure that everybody knew exactly where they were from when they walked in the room. You know, they'd walk in, there'd be homeboys, and, hey, where you from? I'm from Delano. I'm from Merced. I'm from Sanjo. Orale. Here. Just take my wallet, that's it. You know what I mean? Straight up, I don't want that smoke. They made sure that everyone knew, and he was that type of individual. But he was also the type of individual, bro, that would rock with you no matter where you were from, as long as you were solid and worthy of that cause. Now, I remember us getting into a melee on Kennedy. And this is when we got split up until we hit Carl Holton. Then we were back together again. But we got split up there, and it's because when we kicked off this melee, We kicked it off in the dorm. I actually kicked it off. Facts. He'll tell you. I kicked it off. We handled business. I'm not trying to sound like I'm the bad guy, but it just happened to work out that day like that. It be like that sometimes. Oh, hell no, right? And then I hit him in the back. And then I grabbed the little strap. And then I got him where he's at. So I whistled all over it, right? Saz, we handled our business, and I remember in the flux of what was happening, the homeboy ended up going heads up with the senior, which was the main cop at that time. And noses got broken, eyes got sealed shut, and that's what it was. Anyways, he got placed in a TAP program. He was separated from the homeboys. He had to go do some lockdown because he didn't be right. So he was gone. And I thought that was it. That's the homie right there. It was nice meeting him. Pensa Latina, you know what I mean? And then one day, I hear his name mentioned from a good righteous homeboy. And I was on the calles, and they were like, you know, the homeboy from Sanjo Whoop de Whoop. And I was like, yeah, I do. In fact, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, I know him like that, but I know him like that. You know what I mean? What's happening? And I was like, yes, that's my boy from YA. And we didn't quite get in contact, but I knew he was out there functioning, doing his thing at one point in time, and I was functioning, doing my thing. So our lives took a similar path. And it was a trip. You know, I remember thinking every so often about the homeboy, like, oh, yeah, that was a good homeboy. His name would get mentioned from homeboys from Sanjo. I'd go out there and see, maybe I might see the homeboy one day. But we never ran into each other, and I never pressed it. When you're out there gangbanging, you're out there in the mix like that, you're not out there like, oh, I got to hook up with this homeboy so we can drink a beer at China Homes. I'm trying to take everybody's beer. And that's just what it was. That was my mentality. And that's facts. You know, I'm not like that now. Now I'll give you my last beer. Here, so you need $1 to make you honor? Here, you get paid to do your thing. You know, there's no more of trying to act tough and trying to be tough and play this role. Everything I've gotten in life, I've earned, man. All the respect that I've garnered, even the disrespect I've earned. You know, if you don't like me, you don't like me because of the situations that I put you in, the situations that I've did to you, or how I look. You know what I mean? And that's cool. You got them shook. One thing I will say is facts. Oh, hell no. Is that I'm going to continue, guard, to be me. Okay? So, to still have the admiration and the love for these homeboys, and there's several others, man, I couldn't fit on that thumbnail. 30 years later says a lot about your character, right? It says a lot about the man you are. You know, we never switched up, man. See, there's a lot of homeboys that are from my barrio, homeboys that I had love for, I was willing to do whatever for, that as soon as I was no longer in the greatest of standings, or as soon as anything happened with me, oh, hell no, that's not the homeboy no more. Nah, keep the water out your mouth, you're not allowed. You had homeboys from different cities, man, that rocked with me, that knew exactly, you know, how I got down. We're like, hell no, that's the homeboy right there. I don't care what he claims, what he bangs. Is that about the kicking it with the Fresno Bulldogs? I don't know about that one, right? But they definitely didn't judge me by nothing. I don't judge them, you know, by what they do in life. One thing I do judge them by is being respectful, honorable, and righteous homeboys that have given me that respect. So 30 years later, yeah, 35 years later, we rock together. Still my brothers right there. Still a group of individuals that no one could ever take our historia away. No one could ever replace it. I said, you can't do it. We're not gonna take it. Or they would. What, brothers? You guys are gonna take it? No. We're gonna take it. Thank you. We're gonna go ahead and need that. Give me your shoes. Remember Joker from San Leandro? I told you guys about him. He's one of those individuals that rolled up with. I don't have no respect for him. It's 30 years later. I didn't have it 30 seconds after I met him. When he was hugging the toilet, get over here, Skinner. They're stabbing people. I know they are, puto. I'm one of them. Get over here. I was all disappointed. I took every parachute. I thought I had Bob Barker's. Believe me, the price is wrong. I was mad. Anyways, I've told that story before. He's one of the individuals off that bus. There was two of them. But he's one of the ones off that bus I can never respect. And that's because they disappointed me, man. And he might have grown up to be the best man possible. And he might be the mayor of New York. I said, but at the end of the day, he'll never gain my respect because when I needed him the most, when we needed him the most, he was a toilet hugger. Don't do it. Yes, we're going to do it. Why are you stabbing him, Skinner? He didn't do nothing to you. Because he's a Southsider. I said, I'm a Norteño. That's what we do, I guess. That's what we signed up for. It says right there in the handbook, the Gunner Handbook. Refer to the Gunner Handbook. They're supposed to stab each other. But it doesn't matter. They're all brown. It's the only real thing he ever said. It's the only real thing he ever said. Cool part is the Vato wasn't even brown. He was Japanese. Anyways, with that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming to you, man. My boys on the thumbnail, you know what it is. Tap in anytime. Real ones do real things, and I'm going to continue to struggle because that's just what it is. If you like this, please hit that like and subscribe with a thumbs up. If not, you can hit me with that thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears his crown. I'm going to continue to strive, slide, glide to the left, to the left, wait up, I'm going right. Pensa, Mexicans, we're different. We do what we want to do, not what we're told to do. Or wait up, let's strike that, reverse it. One never knows, does one. The wind's blowing. Hit me with the thumbs down. Heavy's gonna be the head that wears the crown. If you don't like me, it's all good in the hood. Just like and subscribe, man. Mess with your boy one time, because I'm dropping content bangers daily, every day, homeboy. I got a banger for every bump on your face. What you wanna do? With that being said, go out there and move that. Move that movement, man. Brown, that's the only real thing you ever said. And everything else he said, are you gonna take out my sopas? Already did. The gun. Bang, bang.